fighter, always have been. In the ring and in business. 30 years of battles, rising, falling, rebuilding. I've made money, I've lost money, but it wasn't until I created Zapata Systems was I able to really climb my way out. But the toughest fight, it wasn't physical. It was watching money walk out the door week after week, whether to vendors charging too much or labor not justifying the revenue. That money stress, it doesn't always stay at work. It follows you home, turns into arguments, cold dinners, and broken peace. And then there's the IRS, back taxes, deadlines, pressure you can't punch your way out of. Zapata Systems shows you what you're really paying. It gives you control, leverage, and savings. This isn't about surviving. It's about winning. You're in a fight. Start acting like it. Zapata Systems. Fight smarter.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. Happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving week. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So we got a lot of things to talk about. We got Stranger Things dropping tonight. We want to watch that. So hurry up with that. We want to see that. The one of the finales out of the three. We're going to talk about Knives Out. A little bit of live action Ninja Turtles is going to be coming and some other stuff with the Punisher. But first, let me introduce the team from DC Unboxed. Dave, DC Caleri. What's up, Dave?
How you doing, fellas? I wish I could do myself upside down, but I can't.
And from the writer's room, the one and only screenwriter, Rob Alvarenga. What's up, Robbie?
Gentlemen, happy Turkey Week.
Happy Turkey Week. Well, let's talk about Thanksgiving. You guys, what are you guys doing for Turkey Day? Rob, you be with the family?
Family, keep it small, which is what I like, and just hey, that means more food for me.
Yep. What about you, Dave? What are you guys doing?
Well, I had to help my mom decorate for Thanksgiving, so I had to go and put chalk lines of Indian bodies on the floor at home.
I like it.
Nice, very nice. All right, guys. Oh my God. All right, guys. So let's get started and talk about. First of all, in 2019, Knives Out was one of the first ones that came out with Chris Evans. Great, one of my favorite movies out of the two that I saw so far. Then we had Glass Onion, which was a little bit of a drop, but still very, very good. And now actually they had a trailer because the third one's dropping first in theaters and then it's going to be streamed. I think the second week of December is the Knives Out, which is actually really good. With Daniel Craig plays a great Benoit Blanc, and that is really great movies. And the trailer looked great. It looks very interesting. The reviews are really positive. They're saying it's actually one of the better ones. Rob, I'll start with you. Did you like the Knives Out series, and what do you think about this new trailer that dropped?
I do like this series so far. I think, like many, I think the first one is right now the best one. It's the standard maker. So Glass Onion was good. I did enjoy it. But again, it was just like, it was a hard follow-up to the original. I saw the trailer for the new one, which was Wake Up Dead Man.
Wake Up Dead Man.
I mean, the trailer gets the job done. You got Daniel Craig leading the show again, and you got a lot of heavy hitters in this thing. You got Kerry Washington.
Yeah. Who else is in there? There's a couple of other people in there.
Mr. Freeze is in there, apparently.
Mr. Freeze is in there. I think he froze up a little bit, Rob. We got Kerry Washington, but then we froze up. I don't know if that's on your end. I think he froze up there. Dave, you want to take over?
So I tried to watch the very first Knives Out, and I couldn't get through it. And that doesn't mean that it's not good. I'm surprised at how well it's been received and has done since.
Jeremy is in this thing.
He's still mute. I'm trying to mute him right now, but that's why.
It sounds like when a RoboCop gets thrown out of the limo in pieces.
Yeah, Rob is frozen. I set him off the stage for a second, but go ahead, keep talking about it, Dave.
So the fact that, again, it's a Netflix movie. So to have a Netflix movie do as well as it's doing to warrant a third, I think that's pretty good. I think it says a lot about the writing and the performances. Daniel Craig and Chris Evans, I've both heard, have been fantastic in what they've done so far. So I may have to go back to the beginning and catch up. I don't know.
Okay, Rob, can you hear us, Rob? Rob, can you hear us? You look frozen. You're frozen over there. I don't know if you can hear us over there. You're a little bit frozen. I'm going to have to remove you over there. Me and Dave have seemed okay, but you're still frozen over there, Rob. 1, 2, 3, testing Rob. All right. Testing Rob. It's not working. Hold on. We'll try again. Rob, are you there? I think he signed off right now. All right. Yeah. Well, the Wake Up the Dead Man, which looks really great with the trailer. I thought looks really good, Dave. I thought it looks really good.
Yeah. Again, like I said, the Netflix, it being a Netflix property that, sometimes they don't even give their TV shows like a season, even if it's good, they just cancel it. So the fact that we're here says a lot about the product they put out so far.
Okay, Rob, I think you're back now. You had some freezing issues. Me and Dave were trying to get you back.
It's just freaking weird, man. I was making such a good point.
Good point. I'm sorry about that.
I was saying the heart of it, man. Anyway, that's what I was saying. So the star power, out of control. Could it be a little formulaic up to this point? 'Cause I think I overheard Dave was saying that, do we really need a third one? But again, I think it's kind of like a theme now. It's like, we're in the time where it's like, if something's coming out in theaters, it has to be a franchise. Or it has to be something that was like, seen before that people might still have interest in. Now, thank goodness that Rian Johnson, the writer and director of this thing, is good. He knows how to put these things together. I have no doubt that between the star power and the writing, it's going to be an entertaining movie. Do we need it? Probably not. But you know what? If this is what we're getting, again, I said it before, if you're going to go back into rehash certain franchises, it better be interesting, the franchise to begin with. I think Knives Out is still a pretty popular brand. And second, the writing. I mean, you got to give us something like, don't give us the same exact beats like you did with the other two movies. So that's the thing I was a little worried about with Glass Onion. So hopefully he's not venturing into like that whole, three-peat. Once you get to a third sequel, you're like, there's nothing new. You're doing the same thing over again.
Yeah. I know someone who actually saw it at the film festival, and they said it was a little bit darker, but they said it probably goes right up there with one of being the best one. He said could be the best one from
okay.
One. So,
cross fingers. Hope so.
But he said it's really good. He said it's really good. We'll be impressed with it. So it's in the movie theater first. It drops in the movie theaters first for 2 weeks, then it goes streaming, I think December 12th. So I will definitely be checking that out. All right, guys. The next one we're going to talk about is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And of course, I think the last live action one was Out of the Shadows in 2022, maybe? I think it was 2019. I think it was. When was Out of the Shadows? I forget what year that was.
2016.
Maybe 2016. Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah, 2016, I think it was.
Mutant Mayhem was the last. That was animated.
That was the animated one. Yeah, that was the funky looking one.
Yeah, but according to all reports, and Dark Horizons reporting, and everyone is that they are going to do, and Hollywood Insider said they are going to do another live action one. With Paramount is there going to be in charge of it. I don't know. The Turtles just seem to be, to me, have been dying out a little bit. I don't know. It's because they've been all over the place. They're always rebooting it. I'm not into it too much anymore. Dave, how do you feel about the Turtle Power?
So it's an interesting property because it didn't necessarily start out as a kid's property, the black and white comic books from Eastman and Laird way back in the 80s, but it definitely had a harder edge to it. And it's gone through some iterations. It's remained popular enough to go through how many different movies and animated either series or movies. I think the 1990 or 91 live action with the Jim Henson suits, fantastic.
Yeah, they're good.
Like, you don't really need to try to do, like, I think that's better than the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles that came out much later, even though like it's a slicker looking movie for all the reasons it would be slicker. But I think we've ventured heavily into the kiddie territory with even the looks of the Turtles they've turned them into like little kids. Whereas you have the original cartoon was like a nice hybrid of a tough looking turtle and something that was like palatable for kids. Then you had the movies, which looked great. I think there was a couple of different animated series in between, and then now I think with Mayhem, like you said, it looked a little funky, and it's just they just look like hyperactive teenagers. And then we got the huge turtles on steroids in the Michael Bay.
Michael Bay ones, yeah.
What do we like? The DNA is there to make whatever they want to do next interesting. I just think they need to pick a direction they want to go with and just kind of take it there a little bit.
Yeah, I think
like
it's
we don't need an adult, we don't need a teen, we don't need a kiddie property. Like just continue doing what it was meant to be originally, and just go with that.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Rob, what do you think about the possible new live action?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for it because I have two thoughts. One, I'm going to echo some of what Dave just said. The original property, the original comic book, graphic novels that you had back in the day, where there was no, they all had the red, bandana mask on. Those were some really gritty stories with the turtles, and I think that's where the main, like the original fan base, really grew out of. Obviously, the cartoon took it, to another level, but in a different direction. But it really ventured off to what the original concept was. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is it's a tough read. It's a tough story because it's graphic. There's violence. Yeah, you have some humor in there, but it's nothing like what we kind of know the Turtles to be now.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish that they would actually try that. There's been some touches of it here and there with some of the animated movies, some with the live action there, but like Dave said, they never fully commit to the moment when it comes to that. I think personally, there's only one true definitive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story out there to be made that would fall into like that kind of vision, and that's The Last Ronin. That is such a popular storyline right now. And just look up you got Boss Logic who put together this iconic poster now of the Last Turtle. You kind of paying homage to that story. That story demands to be seen in the theaters. That should be the definitive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story. And until they are ready to go and commit to that, because that's the thing, they're playing it safe. And that's, they want to get the kids to get in, they want to get the guaranteed revenue. Okay, fine. But like we've kind of been hinting at, we're at a point in cinema where it's like, go back to taking risks. The Last Ronin is a risk, but I promise if it's done right, it will blow everybody's mind.
100%. I heard a little buzz that they were trying to get it off the ground, but I don't know where it stood, So I don't know. I'd like to see that, The Last Ronin, because that's really cool. That whole storyline, how that goes. But I guess they're going to go with the kiddie way with the 4 turtles and the whole 9 yards. So we'll wait and see what happens. I actually talked to Kevin Nash. I talked to Kevin Nash because, he was Shredder in that. And he said that suit was like 3,000 pounds, that whole Shredder.
I believe it.
He said it was, that's why they needed such a big man to walk around in it. He said it was really heavy.
And that's a fantastic on-screen Shredder.
Yeah,
yes.
Right? He hasn't been done better since that.
No,
so
you're right. That says a lot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Well, tonight, we have Stranger Things makes its premiere. We're going to be watching that tonight. I'm going to be watching it tonight. They dropped a little teaser and they dropped a little 5-minute intro, intro of the whole thing. They dropped online and everything. So I'm going to start right now with Rob. Rob, which was your favorite season, and what do you expect, tonight with everything?
Oh, okay. So the first question, my favorite season was probably season 3.
Okay. Mine was season 4. Mine was season 4 last year.
Yeah, season 4 was really good. Season 3, I mean, it's kind of tough because I was actually starting to rewatch some of the older seasons.
Yeah, me too.
And it's like you realize like, wow, you really fell in love with this thing since Jump. And each season you could pick and choose, but honestly, it's like season 4 is it's just as good. Season 3 just is a preference of mine, but even season 2, the follow for it, it's like you would love these characters. The development of these characters through this entire run, it's just like you're so invested in that. And I love the teaser because it really lead into that. It leaned
Mhm.
into every single character that we've come to know and love has like a few moments to like, just remember, that, oh wow, you see the kids, you see the adults, you see Hopper, you see all these guys that you're like, wow, they're really showing you this thing. Like, remember what made you fall in love with them in the first place, because I think that's kind of like a tell that this season is gonna be rough. I think we're gonna lose some of our favorite stars
Me
in
too.
this season. It just doesn't feel like everybody's going to make it out of this thing alive. And you know what? If this is the finale, I'm here for it.
Mhm. Okay, yeah. Dave, what do you think? Stranger Things. What was your favorite season? First of all.
So Stranger Things is the whole reason I have Netflix.
Oh
Everyone
wow.
kept talking about it, and I was like, fine, I'll check it out. So I don't know, like season one might be my favorite just because it instantly hooked me.
Mhm.
Like within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm in, I'm here.
Mhm.
And it was good television.
Yep.
Like each episode was fantastic, and you're like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? It was riveting. It was really, really good. And then season two was fine. It was good. It kind of pushed it forward. It
Mhm.
wasn't you didn't there was no loss in quality. I thought three was interesting because it set up a whole lot more. We got to see
Mhm.
so many more things. The groups, now we have, everyone's got their like individual little group. There's always like the three groups of the kids.
Yep.
Uh, it could have gotten out of hand because
Okay.
with the Russians, like it started to get a little convoluted. Like, okay,
Mhm.
I'm on this journey of like an upside down alternate dimension, but something about the Russians made you like, I got to suspend my disbelief even more. Okay. Um, and they kind of wrapped it up nicely. And then I think four really pushed the lore forward by giving us a lot of backstory,
Mhm.
and then kind of pulled it back, which was interesting. So I'm excited to see what happens. Yeah, I don't think all our favorite characters are making it out alive, and that's okay because if the finale is what we want it to be, like everyone's going to have their job to do in the series. So
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Exactly.
I'm ready for top tier grief, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think 11 might go. I think 11 might. Her and
That
her
seems like the
section.
obvious one, right? That she doesn't seem
That's
like she's destined to like be
yeah.
happy. So
You know.
I saw
You know.
a bunch of people talking about the way the trailers were shot. That Jonathan might actually go as well,
Yeah, I heard that too. I've heard
because
that too.
there's a scene of the two of him and Nancy talking, and then there's another scene of her where she's washing blood off her hands, and she seems to be wearing the same sweater. Now, again, it's editing, whatever, but could be.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. That show hooked me like just like you, Dave, because it took us back because we're all the same age, roughly, right back
Yeah.
to that being that age. Everything how
yes,
it was set up. That age, that group, we were those kids. That's what it took us back to. So that's why we fell in love with it right away. You don't get that today with a lot of these things, but Stranger Things definitely did that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited about it. So as soon as I'm off of here, I'll be watching that. All right, guys. And our final thing is obviously Daredevil season 2 coming up. And how the first season left off, we seemed like they were going to be in trouble. They were getting everybody. And we figured, hey, the Punisher will be in the second season, according to everything we know, right? But apparently, Punisher will not be returning. Now, it's possible because of Spider-Man Brand New Day. He also does have another series spinoff, one thing he's doing, a special or something. But the Punisher will not be in Daredevil season 2. Now, Dave, I think it's a big loss, to be honest with you, because he was a great part. Him and Red just doing a great, chemistry. What do you think about him not being in season 2?
So he's probably the reason that season two of the Netflix Daredevil was so good.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
the caveat to that is I like the way that they're both sides of the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
Frank's like, this is how things need to be done if you really want to make a difference. You need to do it my way. And Matt's always like, no, my way, we can still make good things happen.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Frank in next season. But at the same time, I don't know how much you can evolve their relationship to the point where it makes sense to be a big portion of whatever season 2 is going to be. Because we know that Frank's not going to swing more towards Matt. So really the only thing that would be left is for Matt to swing more towards Frank. And I just don't think I see that in the cards for that character going forward. I don't even know if I'd want to see that. Like that's what makes their relationship so interesting. So even though I'm kind of disappointed he won't be there, it might be the best thing for the narrative going forward, because we'll still get him in Spider-Man. Whether that's good or not, we don't know. But at the very least, we have the solo outing, which I'm sure will be excellent. So, 2 out of 3, I'll take it. Okay.
All right. Rob, what do you think about Punisher?
I'm actually very okay with him not being in season 2.
Okay.
The reason being is that the dynamic that we're talking about, it's kind of been explored. We kind of know where each one stands, and neither one is going to budge, to be honest. So in that respect, that storyline is done, in my opinion. You don't want Punisher to be this like cameo slash sidekick to Daredevil, because then we're really going to hate this series. It shouldn't be like that. Where Daredevil, I mean, Matt is still going through his transformation, his basically his reemergence to become Daredevil again, but this time, just a different type of Daredevil because of what's happened up to this point. So we still haven't seen the end of his arc. Whereas in Frank, if he's in Daredevil season 2, he's kind of like frozen in time. You're not developing him anymore. If you want Frank to be, just continue to evolve and, give us really good Punisher storylines, then he needs to be on his own. So that's why, obviously the solo outing is a big deal. I really hope they nail that because I think Punisher, he needs to be on his own. He's never a team up guy. He never was. He doesn't like it. He knows what he is, and he knows that no one's going to go down the road that he's going down, and he's perfectly fine with that. So challenge that character in different ways. You got to treat that character way different than any other superhero that you kind of know, because this guy knows that he's doing bad. He's murdering people. Whether it's they're good people, bad people, or whatever, he's murdering people, and he's perfectly okay with it. So that doesn't mean that he has to be a team up with Daredevil. And that's why I'm kind of like, with Spider-Man too, because it's like you're gonna kind of see similar dynamic between him and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So going forward, I just hope they have a vision for where they want Punisher to go. Plus, I think also there was probably a scheduling conflict, because if correct me if I'm wrong, but Bertha he's doing the Odyssey. He's in the Odyssey. So that's a big commitment to that project. So that probably kind of like squash any type of potential cameo for Daredevil season 2 anyway.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be interesting what they do with him in Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New Day, because he's in it. Maybe they're going to wrap up his story in there or tell us something about it. I don't know.
Everybody's in.
Yeah, we're legit.
Next week, Deadline's going to report I have a small role in Spider-Man.
There you go. Yeah, it's starring Tom Holland and everybody else.
All right, guys. Well, let's just take a quick moment and hear from our sponsor.
The code never changes. That's why Straight Outta Jersey has partnered up with the Cosa Nostra brand. Not just a name, but a code you will wear on your chest. From the streets to the mic, we carry the same message. Respect is earned. Loyalty is everything. And silence is sacred.
All right, guys, we got some questions that came in, and we're going to have a little different trivia coming in for a little bit of Thanksgiving. So here, we got our first one is from Steve M. from Yorktown Heights, New York, and he says, Dave, do you think the GB better Ivan Reitman or Jason? Who do you think did GB better, Ivan Reitman or Jason Reitman?
It's hard to say, because Ivan Reitman, he started it, right? Like, it was his vision to take Dan Aykroyd's outlandish script and like pull it into what it was. But listen, I've seen enough interviews with Jason talking about he remembers being 12 years old on the steps of the firehouse watching everyone shoot scenes. So like the DNA of the storytelling is there. And I think a lot of people forget that Dan Aykroyd is really like, to be on the nose about it. He's kind of like the gatekeeper of the whole lore of that universe. So I think between Dan for his, however much time he's got left on Earth and whatever Jason wants to do, I think they'll be fine. Jason kind of has given it to his buddy Gil Kenan, who directed the last one. I think they're in good hands, and I think Jason was able to do something very, very difficult in Afterlife, which was kind of bookend a super successful, the first two movies of a super successful franchise, and give a proper in-universe send-off to one of your deceased cast members. Like, that's not really a small order to do, and I think he did a very good job.
I agree 100%. Yep. Very good. All right, Tim D said, Montclair, New Jersey, said, hey, Screenwriter Rob, is horror the theme you always prefer to write? It seems that way.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a lot of my scripts are horror based. It's just weird, it's like every time I think of a storyline, just a basic like premise of like, a person needs this to happen or whatever in their journey. I always gotta think like, well, can we throw a serial killer in there? Can we throw a monster in there? Can you see what it looks like? You know what? Thinking about it, what I think the reason why I lean towards horror is because I just feel like horror, it's so much fun to play with. You could really make a story, a really compelling story that really hits hard on like a really human and emotional level and still scare the shit out of you. I just think that combination is just so fun if you could pull it off. Well, that's the thing. That's the challenge for me right there. It's like, can I do that? Can I give you a story that's just like so memorable that you're like, I get why that character's doing that, and then throw something that just scares the bejesus out of you? It's like, that's just a whole run for me. That's like kind of like the thing that I always like enjoy doing. So, and horror is just there's so much you could do. Horror could be cheesy. Horror could be gory. Horror could be like really just like impactful, and it's just the best playground for me. That's just me personally.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Next one, Greg G, Hackensack, New Jersey, said, hey, DC, I ordered the Rooftop Showdown Hasbro GB set. Have you seen it? Looks cool.
Yeah, they had it on display at Comic-Con right above the Proton Pack. They only had the figures out. I think you didn't get to see anything else, and apparently the packaging just said Stay Puft Marshmallows, and then in another video I saw, they were like, oh, can we slide the box out? And the guy was like, no, we can't reveal that yet. So whatever the inside packaging is supposed to be a pretty big deal, and I don't know if they're going to release it before it actually ships, or it's just going to be one of those be surprised that you probably when you get it.
I haven't seen it. I gotta look at it. Is it actual maybe the rooftop maybe or something probably with the...
Yeah, it might. I guess it could just be like a rooftop diorama that you could set up, which would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Nice.
No play sets or anything for Ghostbusters.
No, except the firehouse. Firehouse, yeah, that's the only one really. Yep. All right. Peter from PA, he says, if cinema has a Mount Rushmore, what movies would be on your list? Rob, do you have a couple movies?
Yeah. Wow. See, I'm big on pop culture, so that Back to the Future is going to be up there for me. But man, it's like, man. I mean, okay, I gotta get real here. So Mount Rushmore of movies. So Godfather is another one that is like, it's a trend. It's like the definitive like mafia movie. You're talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I think that's another one. Steven Spielberg. I mean, you could make a argument that a lot of his movies belong up there in the Mount Rushmore. Man, Scorsese. You figure like Goodfellas. Trying to think of other ones, man.
Shawshank
Redemption for sure. Oof. It's so many, but it's like it really comes down to preference. I'm gonna lean more to a lot of pop culture stuff because those movies they're on Mount Rushmore for me because they're impacted me so much and in what I like in movies. So I named a few, but I don't think it's a definitive Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Dave, you have a couple you want to put on that list?
You know what? You'd almost have to have a genre Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
You know, I would things like Mount Rushmore. I would just choose things that are like not even genre defining, but industry defining, right? Like you could put The Godfather there. You could put Star Wars there because of what it did. Then you could put Die Hard because that was the template for action movies for the next 10 years. Then you could put The Matrix because that was the template for action movies for the next 10 years. Then you could have Avatar because of its culmination of like the last 20 years of technology. Like it just depends, I think, on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because again, like for us, anything that we talk about, we like it because it impacted us in a certain way.
Correct.
Right. And you can't forget about this.
It was Ghostbusters, so
Right,
Yeah.
right. And you can't forget about the movies that came before us, back in the 70s. So you talk about Eddie Humphrey Bogart movies. I mean, you got some like,
Gone with the Wind.
Casablanca, those were heavy hitting movies that are like very impactful movies because of who started it and stuff.
Yep.
So, it's all subjective. And today's point, it depends on who you ask and what movies matter to that person the most.
Okay. All right, guys. So now as we're going to wrap up, we're going to have one is a trivia mostly based around Thanksgiving. All right. And then another one is going to be Tom Hanks movies. I'm going to show you the Tom Hanks movie poster and you're going to name the movie. Okay. So I'm going to first start off with the movie posters for Tom Hanks. Okay. It's going to be Tom Hanks themed. All right. Here we go. So I was going to start off with, we'll start off with Dave. Here's the movie poster. What is the Tom Hanks movie?
Oh, son of a bitch. I know it. What the hell? I forget the name of this stupid movie.
Come on.
Unbelievable. I forget it. I completely forget it.
All right. What about you, Rob? You have it?
Yeah, Sully.
Yes, it's Sully.
Oh,
Sully it was Sully.
That's great.
All right.
You sure it's not Woody?
Yeah.
All right. Ready, Rob? Here's yours.
Oh, such a good movie.
Oh, yeah. This is Dragnet, isn't it?
It is Dragnet, correct. Dragnet is correct. All right. All right, here you go. Ready? You should get this one, Dave. Here we go.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
Exactly.
Saving Private Ryan.
This is one of the first movies I saw in the movie theater with Paula. Actually, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, believe it or not. All right, ready? Here we go. You definitely will get this one, Rob.
All right. Oh, Forrest Gump. Yeah.
Of course, Forrest Gump, the one and only Forrest Gump, of course. All right. Here we go. The next one. Dave, ready?
This is the Terminal.
Correct. The Terminator.
Terminator.
The Terminator.
That's what I thought you said.
For the first one, for Sully.
Yeah, right. All right, Rob, what about this one?
Oh, I love this movie, The Green Mile.
All right, here we go. All right, Dave.
Big.
Of course, it is Big.
All right.
And the last one, here we go. You should get this one, Rob. Here we go.
Castaway.
Yes, we were just talking about that Castaway.
Yeah, that's great. Perfect timing.
Very
Deep cuts like Splash, Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, I know. I was going to get some more out there, but I'll see how this turned out first, and then I was going to go some of the other actors and see how this goes first. But all right, now I'm going to couple of trivia questions here. Thanksgiving themed, okay? All right, Rob. What comedy stars John Candy and Steve Martin are two men trying to get home for Thanksgiving?
Oh, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
There you go. That's correct. All right, Dave. In The Christmas Story, the old man prepares to cut the turkey at the end, but what happens and ruins dinner?
The dog eats it. Dog crashes.
That's correct. The bumptious dogs come in and ruin All right, Rob. Here we go. In the original Rocky movie, what object does Paulie throw out the back door? Come on.
Oh my God.
In the original Rocky, what object does Paulie throw out the back door?
Is it like no? It's not like a piece of meat, right? Damn. What? Oh God, why am I drawing a blank on this? I'm done. I know.
It was a turkey.
Okay, it was a meat.
Turkey piece of meat. I was waiting for you to say it.
All right.
All right. Dave, in the movie Prisoners, Hugh Jackman, what happens on Thanksgiving Day to start the movie?
Never saw it. I don't know.
The girl disappears,
All
and
right.
that's the adventure. So,
All
right.
right. Spoiler.
I didn't see it now.
Yeah, hence Prisoners. All right, Rob, in Meet the Parents, during Thanksgiving dinner, Greg Fokker accidentally destroys what item?
Oh, it's like a family heirloom or some crap. Well,
you're there. I mean, you're there.
What the hell?
I think I remember.
That wasn't like, no, I don't know why I'm thinking like somebody's like ashes or some urn or whatever. No.
Yes, it was a yes. There you go.
Ah!
Robert De Niro's there's a mother's ashes. Yes.
All right.
All right. In A Miracle on 34th Street, Dave, great movie. When do we first see Santa's first appearance? Pretty obvious if you think about it. Miracle on 34th Street. Where are they?
The parade?
Correct.
All right.
Because there was a remake like in the 90s, right?
Yes, there was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. All right, Rob. Let's see if you get this one. This one's going to be for you. In the OG, in the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Green Goblin's identity gets revealed during the Thanksgiving scene. What happens? How does it get revealed?
In the Thanksgiving scene, that's in Peter's apartment. That's the one you're talking about? He
Norman, they find out Norman has what?
At the Thanksgiving. Well, that's the one where he sees the cut on Tobey Maguire's arm.
Yes, that's it. The cut on the arm.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You got it. The cut
So make sure we're on the same page there.
That's it. That was and the final one, and it's very hard to get Thanksgiving questions, guys. I'm going to tell you that really first of all. In Dave and Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving dinner, who prepares the meal with Charlie Brown?
Man, I haven't seen that thing in 100 years. Is it? Well, I'm going to say it's Snoopy.
You're right. If you said Snoopy, that's correct.
All right. Solid.
Very, very good. Very solid. Everything. Well, guys.
Lucy, but nah, she can't cook dinner and then pull the football out from underneath them.
Yeah.
Well, guys, have a great Thanksgiving. You guys enjoy it with your families. We appreciate everything, of course. Love you guys. I will see you guys next week.
Excellent.
You got it, brother.
All right, guys.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron. Bodybuilder Cody. Years on the course.